Hello, everybody. Well, I hope you're having a great Sunday. It's not too awful hot here in Texas, but it's still warm. So can't believe that it's already October, but we're just flying through, right? So what I have today is, there's so much already to report on with the Karen Reed situation in the town of Canton. And so today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read Turtle Boy's story. I have the 36-page document that I'm going to read in case anybody just wants to stick me in their ear and listen. But before I do that, I want to bring awareness to the article where Turtle Boy has done a great article on the situation. Uh, I I thank him very much for all his hard work, and I hope someone will eventually, in mainstream media, pick this up and get the word out to the world. I mean, something has to be done. So, I've said that I was gonna do things and I haven't had time yet. Sometimes, life just takes turns that you're just not quite ready for. So we had some of that happening, but it's all situated. Everything is all, worked out and stuff. But now I have to catch up with everything that's in my brain or on my noggin, on my mind, because this just can't be. So, um, I'm going to start on some letters. I just don't know who all to write them to. Feel free to leave me a comment of anyone's address that would do any good to send letters to. I mean, it's so obvious. I don't know how it works in Massachusetts, but I do know that the town of Canton needs someone to come in and put them in receivership. However that is done. However it is done, and why no one has done that yet is it's just, I mean, it's something I can't figure out because the townspeople are screaming, they're asking for help. I mean, select board meetings are done via Zoom because the select board doesn't want to deal with the fact that the townspeople don't respect any of them, don't like any of them, and don't feel that any of them have the best interests of the town. It's always what they want. And even the where they were trying to talk about the police audit, I mean, they want to tie the hands of anyone that's doing an audit. Basically, they don't want anything seen that's been done that, they have every excuse in the world for it. So, um, what next? How much longer until someone steps up and helps Canton? And, I'm just going to say it again and again. It's an absolutely sick, horrible thing that Officer John O'Keefe was murdered or beaten up and then left in a front yard to finish dying. There's no way around that, right? There's just no way you can't get past that. That's what that happened. He was not hit by a car. I mean, even Allie McCabe said that Colin wasn't at the house when John was there. When John was there. So I'm sure now that months and months have gone by, she'll be able to explain that. Well, I meant when you said John was there, right? I mean, that's the only answer that would get you out of that one. Is oh, y'all have just got me so confused and so upset from all the intimidation. I just can't do it. I can't. And the harassment. Oh, the harassment. Oh. And when they talk about the harassment, did you notice? I mean, she's rather happy that they asked her about the harassment, and it was like, "Good, I get to say it." Harassment. What kind of harassment? Have all right. Harassment. Well, phone calls to my schools that I go to. Um, things on social media. Um, um, and it's all because they keep saying that Colin was at the house when John was there. But Colin wasn't at the house when John was there, according to Allie. So eventually, somewhere, somehow, this is going to come out that no, that's not what happened. And um, I don't know that the person or people that actually were responsible for his death for 100% will ever be found out, because unless someone that saw it is going to give firsthand knowledge. Because unfortunately, there wasn't anything like an investigation done into the death of Officer Paul O'Keefe. However, what we do have, what we do have is a grandpa who has lived in that area his entire life, and they spent 6 months investigating the mystery of the rubber duckies. So, if it bothers the McAlberts, you better get to the bottom of it. And I tell you what, no expenses spared. And people even acted like they knew how to do an investigation. Now, that's just kind of interesting to me, right? It's kind of a long article, I believe. So we'll see if I can do it in just one part or if it's going to take two. So let's get to it. I hate, I'm sorry that I just ramble, but I can never say it enough. There's no way to say it enough. So, once again, let me please say I'm I'm not sponsored by Turtle Boy. I don't know Turtle Boy. Turtle Boy doesn't know American Nana. Um, but definitely I do know that the majority of what has been put out for the public to know has come from Turtle Boy. He has worked his behind off on this story. He has also been put in jail because of this story, and he's still not finished fighting court battles because of this story. But the people in Canton, the law enforcement, those that are, the DA, I mean, everybody like that. Well, folks, you see, all they care about is who put the rubber duckies out in public. Who did it? Now, I'll also say that I watched this fine gentleman on Turtle Boy's live last night, which is on YouTube. So go find it and check it out. This grandpa is a very, very caring and loving soul. You can tell. Most of the people that are in support of Karen Reed and truth and justice are just what he is, loving and supportive. So let's just get to it. Let's see what we can find out. Thank you, Turtle Boy. Oh, and if I didn't say, you can find this article and you can find many other articles, and you can also find videos that are on tbdailynews.com. And it's really worth it because Aiden does a lot of work. I'm sorry, my back hurts. Just one second. I got to He does a whole lot of work, and like I said, I'm very thankful for it because I wouldn't know half of what I know if not for Aiden. Because, I mean, heaven forbid Canton tell any truth, right? All right. So the Canton cover up, part 414. Canton detective spends 6 months investigating and charging Stowe grandfather with witness intimidation for dropping rubber duckies near Chris Albert. I mean, oh my gosh. Not you can't even get close to him with a rubber duck. You're gonna put him in. I mean, he's gonna have a PTSD meltdown, you know? I mean, my gosh, you could do a replica of the car he was driving, um, 20 years ago when he killed the foreign exchange student, and he wouldn't care near what he does about that as he does about these rubber ducks because lock and loaded, the rubber ducks are dangerous. They can carry cute little signs, they can carry cute little words, they can have abbreviations. Now, let me just say where it says Colin did it on the duck. Is that a guilty conscience for you people to all be having fits? What did Colin do exactly? Colin did it. Well, Colin lied, and his well rehearsed testimony leaves so much to the imagination. We'll just say that. Oh my God. All right, my apologies. So we have a rubber ducky patrolman. I mean, dedicated to breaking this case. And here we have Mr. Schiffer with he puppy. Which one looks like they're smiling an honest smile? Just a genuine smile. And it's going to be grandpa with the puppy. The fake little smile this dude has, yeah, that's what you get when you tell your kids, "Hey, look at mom for a second," or if you tell your grandkids, "Hey, look at Nana for a second." Alright, there he is, closer up, I mean, the rubber ducky patrolman. There you go. So Detective Taylor is a lifelong Canton Townie. And just like 90% of the Canton Police Department, he graduated from Canton High School in 2003. In 2019, he was appointed the boys lacrosse coach, which he called his dream job. He ended up not coaching a single game due to COVID and was replaced in 2021. However, he was the school resource officer, and 5 members of the McAlbert family played lacrosse for Canton at the time he was there. Jack Albert, Brian's son, Kayla Albert, Brian's daughter, Allie and Emily McCabe, and Colin Albert, Jennifer and Matt McCabe's nephew. Tom Galvin was the coach who came after him. All right, so we have Timothy Morgan Taylor and we have James Michael Galanis. Michael Proctor was texting with Galanis on February the 18th, asking him for ring surveillance videos of homes in Canton, despite the fact Canton police were conflicted off the investigation into Karen Reed. And once again, we know that on the stand, y'all tried this him hawing around that you were only conflicted out of the interview process. You don't just get to pick and choose what portions of an investigation you should not be involved in. And you should not have been involved in anything to do with this investigation. So here it is, and it says Dedham Street. It gives 59110 Dedham Street have ring cams. I'm checking the Kennedy now. And that's James Galanis. And then somebody put most appreciated. And then, oh, I can't read that. But Proctor and the other investigators did not enter a single ring camera video in Canton into evidence aside from John O'Keefe's. Even though they've all would have picked up footage of Reed's allegedly broken taillight as she fled the scene of a murder. As Colin's former coach and lifelong Canton resident, Detective Taylor has an obvious bias towards the McAlberts, who are the entrenched legacy family in town. Taylor was Chris Albert's personal taxpayer funded bodyguard at a September 26, 2023 Board of Select meetings in which Chris Albert turned to Taylor and said, "You're going to walk me to my car, right?" So the taxpayers are paying for Chris Albert to always have someone to escort him. I mean, that should tell you something. And all this having it escorted, not one single Karen Reed supporter that I've met has been violent. So, that's just all coming from just speculative garbage. As Colin's former coach and life, oh, I did that right. You got to walk me to my car, right? Now, this video is there's going to be a lot of screaming. You may want to turn down your sound, but oh my gosh, watch this video. It is insane. And I don't know, there's a man that gets up right in his face at one point, and I'd be like, "Oh my god, shut him up."
What's confusing about that, Chris? You did kill a man, right?
You're gonna kill me?
Shame on you! Shame on you!
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so this is only 5 minutes and 42 seconds, and we are going to watch the whole thing because I think it's important myself. So, let me see if I can get it a little bit faster. I know I'm not supposed to, and some of them talk so slow that 125 ain't gonna make a difference. All right, let's go, guys.
Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame. What are you smiling about, Chris? What are you smiling about, Chris? What are you smiling about, Chris? What are you? Seriously, what are you smiling? What'd you bring a notepad for?
Go ahead, on your forehead, Joe. Whatever fucking comes right on it.
Is democracy dead in Canton? Have you guys banned? Is the First Amendment officially suspended in this town? Chris. Whoa, whoa, whoa! What's the violence? What's this all about? I'm just trying to ask an elected official a question. I can't ask an elected official a question. Chris, when are you going to resign from the Board of Selectmen, Chris?
We have it on tape. We have it on tape, Chris. We have it on tape.
Chris,
We have it on tape, you murderer.
don't you think you should resign, Chris? Isn't it kind of ironic that you're on the traffic subcommittee, but you killed a man? Isn't that just a little bit ironic, Chris? Chris, what time did your son Colin leave 34 Fairview Road on the morning of January 29, 2022? Who picked him up? Who called Allie McCabe to pick up Colin that night, Chris? Who called Allie McCabe to pick up Colin? Was it you? Whose Ford Edge was that parked that Lucky Laughlin saw at 3 a.m, Chris?
You're not driving tonight. What? I know all about you.
Chris. Oh, wait, do you have a license, Chris? Do you get to keep your license after killing a man?
You don't want me in my car, right?
Do you? Oh, you need an escort, Chris? I'm not going to hurt you, Chris. I just want to ask you a few questions. Come on.
You got when you're brand innocent people for murdering.
Chris, are you at all worried about your son going to jail? Are you? What about your brother? Are you worried about Brian going to jail for killing Boston police officer John O'Keefe for their role in murdering Boston police officer John O'Keefe? You think that's funny, Chris? Chris, how do you afford a car if you owe $60,000 in taxes? How'd you pay for this car, Chris?
Chris, were you in the house?
I still want to know how we know he owes $60,000 in taxes. I want Turtle Boy to give a little bit more background on that. I mean, I get that he's crooked in Canton, but that doesn't fix IRS issues. So how is that even possible? But you notice the big smile on his face, and then as he's walking, I mean, he slams the door right in Turtle Boy's face. I mean, just slams it, and you can tell he wants to keep it held shut. and then he just, hurries up on his way and gets him some big support on the way. But oh my gosh. Now, this gets really funny because people aren't moving out of his way.
With money, with that, with money. I mean, what's confusing about that, Chris? You did kill the man, right?
You gonna kill me?
What
You gonna kill me?
There we go. Shameful man right there. Chris Albert killed a man, a Hungarian foreign exchange student. He was drunk driving. He rear-ended somebody on the highway, and he kept going. And now he has the nerve to accuse Karen Reed, a completely innocent woman of murder. Do you feel at all sad about that, Chris? Do you feel all sad about that? Chris, why'd you bring a notebook if you didn't take any notes? Chris, why'd you do that?
I'm gonna wait until he asks.
You really have a you have a crucifix? How are you gonna have a crucifix if you're going to hell? How are you gonna have a crucifix if you're going to hell? Chris, you've hit enough people with your car. You've hit enough people with your car, Chris, okay? Take it easy, Chris. Yep. Take it
Don't
easy,
hit
Chris.
nobody else now.
I don't want to get hurt either.
Shameful. Shameful.
Oh,
Shameful.
mercy.
Shame on you, Chris. You're a disgrace. Excuse me, old man.
Shame on you.
Excuse me. Don't fucking touch me, old man. Who the fuck do you think you're touching,
Now,
son?
look at this weird
touch me again.
guy. He is weird.
Shameful.
I
Seriously,
don't know who he is, but oh
Who
my
are you? You here to
god.
enable murderers? You're staring at me the whole time. You want to make out with me or something? What are you looking at me for, sir? Who are you? Who are you related to? Who are you, Grandpa? Are you here to defend the honor of murderers, sir? What, do you? I mean, you're staring at me. You got anything to say? Who are you? What's your name? What's your name, sir? What's your name, Grandpa? Come on, Santa Claus. I mean, you're staring at me the whole time. You're staring at me the whole time, sir. Who are you exactly? Who are you and who are you here to defend? You here to defend the Alberts, sir? Is that who you're here to defend? Chris Albert, Colin Albert, Brian Albert, Jennifer McCabe. Why did Jennifer McCabe Google how long to die in cold at 2:27 in the morning? Why did you do that? Do you think it's okay what they did to John O'Keefe? Are you okay with that? Who are you? I mean, that's like, we're gonna find out who you are. You know that, right? Like, you're pushing me. What are you doing, sir? You think you
Is that
scare
not
anybody? Look
sick?
at this guy. Look
He
at
is
this guy.
gross.
So who are you? You're not Bernie Albert, right? You're way too put together to be Bernie Albert. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you here to defend? I mean, you're staring at me the whole time, right?
I don't think you can talk.
Are you a mute, sir? Are you a mute? Who are you? Who are you? Do you often defend cop killers, sir? Do you often defend cop killers? Do you? Do you often defend cop killers?
I should tell you.
Yeah. Do you?
Who
So
is
where are you parked?
he?
I can walk you your car. You need an escort like Chris did?
Why don't we step
Yeah.
away, okay? Come on. Where are you parked?
Oh, there he is. Bye, Grandpa. Have a fun bus ride home. Mute Grandpa. Tough guy Grandpa. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Okay, so I'm just going to go back just for a hair because when Chris Albert says, "You're going to walk me to your car," I think I might have been running my mouth at that point. "You're going to walk me to my car, right?" I mean, it was like just too ridiculous.
Do you have a license, Chris? Do you get to keep your license after killing a man?
You're walking my car, right?
Do you?
All right,
Oh,
did
you
you
need an
hear
escort.
it? Did you hear it? I'm going to do it one more time just in case you didn't, but I mean, come on. Big O tough guy. Watch him how he acts in front of his pizza place when he is just terrorizing anybody that he doesn't like that goes by. And I mean, people that he doesn't like that go by aren't going to come in and eat because they don't want to give him any money. And then apparently the food's not that great according to most people. But you're going to want me to my car, right? And that, oh, grandpa, oh, it gives me the creeps. He looks like somebody from some kind of a horror flick.
Chris.
You're not driving tonight. What? I know all about you.
Chris. Chris. Oh, wait. Do you have a license, Chris? Do you get to keep your license after killing a man?
You're walking my car, right?
Do you? You need an escort?
You're gonna want me in my car, right? You're gonna want me in my car, right? I mean, are you kidding me? Oops, whoops, hold up. Okay, so this is a 65-year-old Rick Schiffer, a Stoughton resident who owns Canton Fence Company in Stoughton. Not that guy that's circled, but here he is right here. Would you look at him? And look at his pop. Do they not look like they're happy? He looks like one of the most friendliest people, but yet Canton, mm-mm. Rich's highly opinionated grandfather and an outspoken supporter of free Karen Reed movement. He uses his business on Route 138 in Stoughton to let the world know that Reed is innocent. So this man has got some cojones because we all know that if you support Karen Reed, you have some form of a target on your back. Some form of a target is on your back. So, with that said, here we go. Canton Fence, established in 1967. Karen Reed was framed. The fence guys. You go, dude. This had made him a target of law enforcement, and earlier this week, he was charged with felony witness intimidation after Taylor launched a 6-month investigation into Schiffer's use of rubber duckies in Canton. According to the 65-page police report, Chris and Colin Albert both testified in front of a federal and state grand jury prior to March of 2024. D&E Pizzas and Subs is a family business owned and operated by Chris Albert. His son Colin Albert frequents the business. Both Chris and Colin Albert are witnesses in the ongoing Commonwealth versus Reed trial. Prior to the trial commencing in 2024, Colin Albert testified before a federal grand jury. Also, prior to this trial, both Chris and Colin Albert testified before a Massachusetts grand jury. Their grand jury testimonies were given prior to March of 2024. They both appeared on the Commonwealth versus Reed witness list. Both Chris and Colin Albert later went on to testify as a witness for the Commonwealth during the Commonwealth versus the Reed trial. Now, while it's true that Colin testified in front of a federal grand jury in July of 2023, after 2 FBI agents visited his dorm room, he never testified at a state grand jury. He hadn't even been questioned by police prior to May of 2022 grand jury that led to Reed's indictment for murder. In fact, he was never even questioned by police until July of 2023, but only in regards to how he felt as a victim of alleged witness intimidation on the part of Turtle Boy. So, we got that now, right? I mean, ooh, he's so scared. He's so scared. Oh my God. Okay. Well, it's true that Colin testified in front of a grand jury in July of 2023 after 2 FBI agents visited his dorm room. He never testified at a state grand jury. He hadn't even been questioned by police prior to the May 2022 grand jury that led to Reed's indictment for murder. In fact, he was never even questioned by police until July of 2023. But even then, it was only in regards to how he felt as a victim of alleged witness intimidation on the part of Turtle Boy. Oh my heavens. D&E Pizza and Subs. This is up here at number 3 because I didn't read that while ago. So D&E Pizza and Subs is a family business owned and operated by Chris Albert. His son Colin Albert frequents the business. Both Chris and Colin Albert are witnesses in the ongoing Commonwealth versus Reed trial. Prior to the trial commencing in 2024, Colin Albert testified before a federal grand jury. Also, prior to the trial, both Chris and Colin Albert testified before a Massachusetts grand jury. Their grand jury testimonies were given prior to March of 2024. They both appeared on the Commonwealth versus Reed witness list. Both Chris and Colin Albert later went on to testify as witnesses for the Commonwealth during the Commonwealth versus Reed trial. So let me read again what Turtle Boy said. He said, while it's true that Colin testified in front of a federal grand jury in July of 2023, after two FBI agents visited his dorm room, he never testified at a state grand jury. He hadn't even been questioned by police prior to the May 2022 grand jury that led to Reed's indictment for murder. In fact, he was never even questioned by police until July of 2023. But only in regards to how he felt as a victim of alleged witness intimidation on the part of Turtle Boy. In his report, Detective Taylor called anyone who believes in Reed's innocence a conspiracy theorist and stated as fact that it was completely disproven that Colin had anything to do with John O'Keefe's murder. He cited Trooper Garino's testimony, which he claims made it impossible for Colin to be considered a suspect. He also said that the people who tell Colin to tell the truth are telling him to change his testimony. Nobody wants Colin to lie. Everybody wants Colin to tell the truth, which this is me. This isn't Turtle Boy, but this is me. And I'm just wondering, if they in fact believe truly that Karen Reed is the one that hit Officer John O'Keefe and left him to die in the snow, then why would they fight so hard in the beginning to act like Colin wasn't there? I mean, after all, if John O'Keefe never went into the house, why did they call everybody and their brother from the bars and the house to testify that he wasn't in the house and to make a humongous deal about Colin wasn't there? I mean, you could have had anybody in town there. If nobody saw John O'Keefe come into the house, then what does any of the rest matter? See, I mean, and Detective Taylor, you're an idiot. There's a huge difference between conspiracy and corruption. And son, you live in a very corrupted city or town, whatever you want to call it, and you know it. That's what makes it so bad. So, he cited Trooper Garino's testimony. Wow. Later in 2023, conspiracy theorists claimed that on the night of Friday, January the 28th, 2022, into Saturday, January 29th, 2022, Colin was inside of the house at 34 Fairview Road at the same time as John O'Keefe, and that Colin Albert murdered John O'Keefe. Both of these claims were completely disproven via testimony given by several witnesses, including Colin Albert. Now, I'm going to stop right here again because, folks, I'm not saying Colin did it. In all honesty, I have no idea who did it. I mean, the only thing that I keep coming back to is it had to have been one of the crooked cops. John O'Keefe had to have come into some type of um, evidence or something that was leading him into something that they asked him to turn his back and he said no. That is strictly what I believe and what I feel. But let me just ask you. Let's just, for argument's sake here, um, what Taylor, let's just pretend for argument's sake. Let's say Colin did actually commit murder. Do you expect him to say he did not or that he did? Because there are very few people that actually commit murder and go, "Oh yeah, man, I did it. I did it." Yeah, y'all are some. I mean, you can't even make up the mindset you people have. It makes absolutely no sense. But who am I, right? I'm just a person who sits there thinking, why? Why does it matter about the people being in or not being in the house if John O'Keefe, in fact, never showed up? But we all know John O'Keefe did show up because his health data puts him in that house. No matter how they want to argue and fight and say that it did not, it did. And, come on, the DAs cannot be this stupid. If you're going to argue against everything from the Celebrite text, the Celebrite report, then you better get ready for how many more trials do you have coming up that have Celebrite information? Well, can't be used then. You can't use it in one trial and forbid its um, accuracy in another. Or not forbid, but pretend as if there's a problem with the accuracy. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. But I just love how the claims about Colin Albert were in fact disproven by something Colin Albert said. And Colin Albert, oh, hold on, hold on. I'm so sorry. I had to let my dog out. My daughter and grandkids got home. Okay. So I had started, let me just read that sentence again. Both of these claims were completely disproven via testimony given by several witnesses, which were friends or family, or, well, friends of the family or family. And also Colin Albert himself, of course. I mean, he's going to testify that he didn't know anything, but who testified under oath during the Commonwealth versus Reed trial. Every witness that was present inside 34 Fairview Road on January 29th, 2022, and later testified under oath, all stated that John O'Keefe had never entered the residence. Massachusetts State Police Trooper Garino also testified that GPS data from John O'Keefe's cell phone showed that he never entered 34 Fairview Road. This testimony and evidence made it impossible for Colin Albert to be present. So the testimony and the evidence that Trooper Garino gave us, the same trooper that couldn't find 35,000 messages on Sandra Birchmore's phone. Yeah, yeah. Um, what is it that you people are doing to the phones that you think you're erasing this stuff good enough that nobody's going to find it? Because Obviously, other people besides the Commonwealth have a right to have it extracted, or else we wouldn't have all the conflicting information, would we? I mean, just get real. But it's so funny. This testimony and evidence made it impossible for Colin Albert to be a suspect in John O'Keefe's death. Contrary to the conspiracy theory that Colin Albert murdered John O'Keefe, this conspiracy has led to various harassment and littering incidents, including but not limited to the use of the tagline, Colin did it, stamped in red ink on counterfeit $100 bills, and the same phrase attached to yellow rubber ducks via a sticker. These incidents have led to a social movement that has harassed Chris and Colin Albert, telling them to tell the truth, and they cannot duck the truth about John O'Keefe's death. Both have given testimony contrary to this conspiracy theory. Therefore, these incidents are intended to persuade both of them to alter their previously given testimonies. No, no. They're just trying to get them to tell the truth. And unfortunately, the truth, they can't tell the truth because the truth is John O'Keefe did go inside that house according to the evidence that they have. Now, the other thing that I want to say is, and notice in here they called it counterfeit $100 bills. It's fake money, play money, whatever. It's fake play money because for it to be counterfeit, you have to try your best to make it look realistic, and then you take it to a store and you try to use it as currency. No one that's been given these $100 bills are trying to use it for currency. They're trying to use it for laughter before everybody just goes flipping crazy on y'all because Massachusetts is so backwards that you're just being so ugly to the people that live there. And you're letting just gangsta wannabes run rampant. That's we're outraged over that across the world. Across the world. There are people everywhere commenting about this. Why? Because it's so unbelievable. I mean, you guys think that if you make it the most extravagant, just out of this world um, type of crap, that it'll fly. But no, it's not gonna. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. All right, so now this goes back. There's Turtle Boys again. It's so funny because everything that you're seeing up here that I'm reading is going to be something that's in a report of some sort. Like Colin Albert and Chris Albert and their testimonies in front of all the grand juries. Yeah, well, they didn't even question him about being in the house for how long? The only conspiracy theorists are those who believe that the FBI, Karen Reed, Turtle Boy, and Sir Isaac Newton conspired to frame the McAlberts for murder by using physics to point out that John O'Keefe could not have possibly been hit by a car. It was never disproven that Colin Albert had no involvement in John O'Keefe's murder. Chris Albert's testimony actually put Colin Albert at Brian Albert's house until at least 12:30. Trooper Garino didn't review GPS data from John O'Keefe's cell phone until May of 2023, 15 months after the murder. So, how could Colin Albert be ruled out as a suspect prior to that if no one from the police had questioned him at that point? If urging people to tell the truth is urging them to change their testimony, then it means that their current testimony is not truthful, in our opinions. Detective Taylor began his investigation in March 2024 when counterfeit $100 bills with Call and Did It stamped on the back were found 100 yards from Chris Albert's mediocre pizza shop twice in 1 week. Lieutenant Paul Gallagher, who testified that he had no probable cause to search Brian Albert's house after a dead cop with one shoe on was found in Albert's lawn, immediately stopped traffic and collected all the evidence he found. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine Paul Gallagher stopping all the traffic so that he can go out chasing fake $100 bills? I'm going to say it again. They were fake $100 bills. It was not fake. It was not counterfeit. It was fake. It was play. There's a difference. The world knows there's a difference. Surely the court will realize that as well. Okay, this is something from the papers apparently. On Wednesday, March 6, 2024, first documented incident at approximately 4:30 p.m. The Canton police received a report of counterfeit $100 bills being littered in the area of the intersection of Washington Street at Revere Street. The location is approximately 100 yards, oh my gosh, from D&E Pizza and Subs. Upon officers Mia and McDonald's arrival to the area, they were handed approximately 20 counterfeit $100 bills in an envelope that had Justice for BPO John O'Keefe Number 2490, last watched 2/29/2022, stamped on the front. Additionally, Colin Did It was stamped on the back. Apparently, to the witnesses that provided officers the envelope containing the counterfeit money, they stated that the incident occurred at approximately 2 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Further investigation by the officers for the video surveillance cameras of the area yielded no results. Later, upon examination of the counterfeit money, I took note of the fact that the date of 2/29/2022 was incorrect. Oh, I took note of the fact that the date of 2/29/2022 was incorrect. John O'Keefe's date of death is 1/29/2022. Well, hopefully this works well. I'm going to, I had to take a break. And so here we are, another day, right? But I'm going to try editing. We'll see how that goes, and hopefully it works out well. So where I left off yesterday, these two these two paragraphs are so close to each other. It's just unbelievable. But all right, so we stopped at number 9. I read number 9, and now we have number 10. Let's see. I have to figure out lighting and whatnot. All right, on March 13th, I don't know if I need to bring my desk up, down, what? On March 13th, 2024, second documented incident at approximately 2:44 p.m., the Canton Police Department received another report of counterfeit $100 bills that were littered in front of D&E Pizza and Subs located 618 Washington Street. Sorry, I hate this thing. I don't like this either. But I'm hardwired. I was trying to figure out how to use my earbuds, see if I could hook them up to my computer, but I don't have Wi-Fi connected while I have the hardwire. So, I'm just a bloomin' I'm not really an idiot. I just too many changes. Let me just specify here that they really, 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 really want to point out the location of Danny Pizza. This is not an advertisement for Danny Pizza. But you can look at it this way and go, oh, thank goodness, I know where that place is, and yeah, thank you, I don't want to eat there. Now, I'm not telling you to say that, but I'm telling you from what I have seen, if I ever make it to Canton, no, no. But I would go into CF McCarthy's, and I would love to actually wear, I don't know, why is the glare? Oh, look. Y'all, I am so backwards. There's no, here. I would even, maybe I could make whoa, why is that like that? Maybe I could make well, not maybe. There you go. I have no idea, but I can make myself a t-shirt just like that. See those machines back there? I could make a whole lot of stuff, and I would be all decked out. So you would have no question as to why I came to Canton. But I just had to throw that in there. Also, I'm just sick of hearing the word counterfeit money. This man was not producing counterfeit money, and I watched his interview on Turtle Boy the other night. Not only was he not making counterfeit money, every one of his bills says like movie prop or something. He said, I mean, really? I mean, yeah, I got to make some phone calls today. I've got to find some numbers. I really do. So, but let me finish here. Um, this area can easily be observed by anyone inside Danny Pizza and Subs. Lieutenant Gallagher arrived on the scene and stopped traffic to collect the counterfeit money. I mean, oh my gosh. Hold the phone. Stop the traffic. I'm surprised he didn't search people to see if anybody picked up any of the counterfeit bills so they could go spread them around. Are you serious? Are you serious right now? The bills located by officers in the area were the exact same counterfeit $100 bills that were recovered by officers on May 6, 2024. They displayed justice for BPO John O'Keefe, number 2490, last watch 2/29/22, stamped on the front, and Colin did it stamped on the back. The counterfeit bills were collected by officers on scene and brought back to the Canton Police Department. Upon closer examination of the counterfeit bills, the two in the month portion of the date 2/29/2022 had been removed. You guys are, I mean, y'all are on it when it comes to investigations. I mean, who wouldn't want you to investigate a crime, right? Y'all are really on the ball. That was a joke, in case any of the McAlberts are watching this. This is a joke. This is the same senior officer who used a leaf blower to search the scene where a dead cop was found and somehow missed 45 pieces of red taillight and a size 12 shoe that state police found over the course of the next 3 weeks. That's amazing, especially since wasn't that much snow, you know? Oh, whoops, I'm so sorry. Did I not share? I didn't share. Oh, goodness, I didn't share. Okay, here we go. Here we go. My apologies. So you can see number 10 here that I'm down to right here. Oh my goodness, not another incident. Oh, y'all. Oh my heavens. Oh, just an outbreak of rubber duck offenses. A third incident happened in April when rubber duckies with Colin Did It stickers on the bottom were found down the street from D&E Pizza. This should have had mainstream media coverage, don't you think? I mean, the McAlberts are so concerned about the ducks. You people. On Saturday, April 6, 2024, documented incident. I was working as a detective from 7:45 a.m. to 3:45 p.m. Following my 7:45 a.m. to 3:45 p.m. shift, I continued working as the officer in charge for the 3:45 to 11:45 p.m. shift at approximately 3:25. I was made aware of a call the Canton Police Department received in regards to the littering in the area of Richard Lewis Formal Wear and Kevin Michaels Men's Fine Clothing located at 626 Washington Street. Holy Toledo. As noted in Officer Pasquarelli's report, the items littered were counterfeit $100 bills that were stamped with Justice for BPO John O'Keefe, number 2490, last watch, 2/29/2022, stamped on the front, Colin Did It, stamped on the back. In addition to the prop money, $100 bills were yellow rubber ducks that had a sticker on the bottom and stated Colin Did It. Officer Pasquarelli noted that these bills were littered along Washington Street from the Washington Street at the Revere Street intersection all the way to the Washington Street at Bolivar Street intersection. Wow, they're doing some traveling there, dude. I mean, those bills are Marseille, are they being passed around? This is ridiculous. Um, Luckily, the Canton police take evidence of crimes very seriously, and Detective Taylor had his officers take the duckies into custody so he could store them as evidence. I would imagine that those duckies were treated much better as evidence than anything discovered near Officer John O'Keefe's body. You know, for people who planted taillight pieces in a front yard, y'all just got a lot of nerve, don't you? Officers Chin and Pasquarelli recovered approximately 70 of the bills and 6 yellow rubber ducks. These items were returned to the Canton Police Department where I took custody of them and later placed them into our temporary evidence. Well, we know how you treat temporary evidence. Hopefully, you didn't allow cross contamination in this. I'm sure you people were on your toes, making sure that we didn't have any quacking issues. Oh my gosh. They didn't miss any of the rubber duckies because they're easier to see than the 45 pieces of red taillight. And the duckies were properly processed, unlike O'Keefe's blood that was stored in red solo cups. Because the camp police are much more concerned about Chris Albert's feelings than they are about a dead cop found on Brian Albert's lawn. And you know, the thing that gets me about those droplets of blood They don't necessarily just because they were near Officer John O'Keefe doesn't mean all the drops of blood were John O'Keefe's. But we'll never know, right? We're never going to know. I mean, blood water, contaminated cups, and then did you only test one? And I mean, what was the testing? I don't know. You guys are just too confusing. Oh no, here we go, guys. Oh my word, the ducks are at it again. More rubber duckies were found on Michael Proctor Street, suggest, suggesting that the Ducky Bandit was targeting more witnesses in the Reed case. Holy Toledo. Excuse me. On Sunday, April the 7th, 2024, 11 of the same ducks, including stickers, were recovered from the areas of 2 Wentworth Road to 33 Wentworth Road. The ducks were located at various addresses on Wentworth Road, including that of Massachusetts State Trooper Michael Proctor's private residence, where he resides with his family. This includes his wife and 2 young children. And Michael Proctor is the lead investigator in the ongoing Commonwealth versus Reed trial. Okay, somebody help me because during the trial, weren't they trying to say that Proctor wasn't exactly the lead investigator anymore? They were saying, weren't they saying like Tully was, or but here, I mean, just in case I'm right, Michael Proctor was the lead investigator in the ongoing Commonwealth versus Reed trial. It's very interesting. Except the Duckies said Colin did it, which has nothing to do with Proctor. After John O'Keefe was murdered, the police didn't pull a single Ring camera video or any surveillance videos on town property. But for rubber duckies on Washington Street, Detective Taylor pulled surveillance video from dozens of businesses and town buildings. Upon reviewing a flock, we have a flock of rubber duckies, Taylor. Is that what we're going to find? We have a flock of them. Upon reviewing a flock traffic camera located at the Neponset Street, Washington Street intersection, I was able to locate a black pickup truck that passed the flock camera at approximately 15:25:52. That's 3:25 p.m. Heading northbound, this black pickup truck appeared to be a Toyota, unknown model at the time, with a chrome front grille. I took note of the fact that this black pickup truck did not have a Massachusetts license plate as required by Mass General Law. Affixed to the front of the vehicle, it had a novelty license plate. Specifically, this novelty plate appeared to back to black and blue in a pattern through my training and experience. I know is known as a thin blue line plate. Also took notice to what appeared to be a white silhouette of a shape, possibly resembling a police badge. I was later provided video surveillance footage that views outward from the inside of D&E out towards Washington Street for April 6, 2024 at approximately 15:26:26 video display time, which is 3:26:26 p.m. A black pickup truck passed D&E heading northbound. I took note of the chrome wheels and accents as it passed by D&E. Additionally, I took note of a sticker affixed to the upper portion of the rear window. Maybe y'all should have had Taylor help y'all. I mean, I don't know. He seems to know how to investigate ducks. At approximately 15:29:40, which is 3:29:40, a black pickup truck resembling the truck photographed by the flock camera appears into frame again, now traveling southbound. I immediately noticed the identical front chrome grille and wheels as being the same, and the black and blue thin blue line novelty license plate affixed to the front. On Tuesday, April 9th, 2024, I was able to obtain video surveillance footage from Elsie's Table, located at 497 Washington Street, Canton, Mass. I was able to review several clips of the video surveillance footage from various angles that were captured on Sunday, April 6, 2024. I thought he was talking about April 9th. Now we're back to April 6th. And that was Saturday. Did I say Sunday? I don't know. Each video captures the black pickup truck bearing the thin blue line novelty plate with chrome accents, wheels, and the sticker affixed to the upper portion of the rear window. The display time is off by 1 hour. The system display time did not adjust for daylight savings time, according to Elsie's Table manager, Eric Hanlon. He quickly noted that someone driving a truck registered to Schiffer was seen dumping counterfeit play money and rubber duckies on public streets. He was giving out toys to those who were around. A query of the MA.com register anyway, they list the vehicle as a 2023 black Toyota Tundra pickup truck assigned VIN number and vehicle registration to Canton Fence Company Incorporated, located at 1219 Washington Street, Stoughton, Mass. Canton Fence Company Incorporated president and owner is by Richard L. Schiffer, Jr. Upon further review of the query results, the address 125 Lake Drive, Stoughton, Mass. has been previously used for the MA.com regular whatever registration. A query of 125 Lake Drive, Stoughton shows that Richard Schiffer Jr. is the only licensed driver at that address. Holy cow. A query of vehicles registered to 125 Lake Drive, Stoughton, MA, via the Mass Registry of Motor Vehicles shows that Richard Lewis Schiffer, the same person as Richard L. Schiffer Jr., has a 2021 Harley Davidson motorcycle and gives those plates. I mean, that's very important because you might find some little rubber duckies hanging on. Maybe that's the issue. I don't know. should all be completely embarrassed that you've put so much work into the rubber duck invasion. I mean, documentation, the research. I mean, you guys are just blowing it away. Naturally, he immediately went to the man's home and did cop stuff by taking Schiffer's trash, going through it, and finding evidence that Schiffer had ordered counterfeit money off Amazon. And guys, if you see this man and you listen to him, um, all they had to do was ask him, "Hey, Rich, are you the one running around with these fake $100 bills and duckies?" Rich would go, "Yeah, I am." He may even tell you why if you ask him. And then you could have said, "Well, if you don't mind, would you just quit? Because we're going to call it littering. We don't appreciate it. And if you keep it up, then that's harassing." But I mean, you could have given him a chance, right? Because he would have answered you. He's not looking like he's going to run and hide. He's not trying to hide it. But good Lord. On Wednesday, April 10th at approximately 12:50 p.m., along with Detective Barber of the Staunton Police Department, conducted a trash pull at his address. Prior to our arrival at his address, the rear hopper was emptied. Upon arrival at his address, there was a single trash barrel out front. The contents of the trash barrel were emptied into the rear of the trash truck by me, Detective Taylor. The contents of the barrel were 3 trash bags. Well, it seems this officer I'm guessing he can count anyway. He can estimate how many bags. Immediately afterwards, we returned to the Stoughton Police Department, where we were followed by Canton Police Department Detective Will Theodore from 125 Lake Drive area to the Stoughton Police Department. Upon arriving at Stoughton Police Department, the trash placed in the rear of Detective Theodore's vehicle and transported to the Canton Police Department to be searched. After arriving at the Canton Police Department, Detective Theodore and I began looking through the contents of each trash bag. Oh my goodness. 1 second, my eyes are not focusing. Apologies. Oh Lord. Now we're going to listen to what was retrieved from the trash. Items retrieved from the trash contents were an empty prescription medication bottle prescribed to Richard Schiffer, a white box, an Amazon package envelope, and a FedEx package envelope. The white box was a white box with partially washed off blue ink that stated Justice for BPO John O'Keefe, number 2490, last watch 22922. The front style is the exact same that was used on the prop money $100 bills that had been previously littered in the area of D&E Pizza and Subs on several occasions. A sticker attached to the box stated in summary, JFHY 1000 birthday. A Google search oh God, they're being so thorough on this, like like They're showing us that they really do know how to do an investigation, even if it is rubber ducks. But they sure couldn't investigate Officer John O'Keefe being killed at another officer's house. A Google search of this information yields the first link as an Amazon page where there's prop money of $100 bills can be purchased. Specifically, 1,000 pieces of prop money, $100 bills made by a company called JFHY. A photo was taken of one of the prop money $100 bills recovered on Saturday, April 6, 2024, next to the white box for the comparison on April 10th, 2024. They appeared to be identical. Good job, guys. Bravo, bravo. The Amazon package envelope was addressed to Richie Schiffer Jr., his address. This package envelope was empty upon recovery, and its contents are unknown at this time. Imagine being so dedicated to being Chris Albert's witch that you have to dig through trash when Chris gets his feelings hurt over rubber duckies. This is Detective Tim Taylor's dream job. Next up in the investigation was sending a summons to a sticker company and speaking to their president, which proved that Schiffer ordered stickers for his business 7 years ago. Detective Theodore contacted a representative at makestickers.com via I can't. These people, these people. Via a phone number he located on their website. Upon his call being answered, he identified himself as Detective Will Theodore of the Canton, Mass. Police Department. He explained that he was looking to inquire about an order that had been shipped to Mr. Schiffer's address. He was asked to provide a reference number. He provided the reference number from the envelope, which was confirmed to be the reference number that coincided with the said address. Oh my gosh, really? The MakeStickers.com representative stated that the order sent contained 250 1-inch clear circle stickers that state Colin did it. This description was similar to the stickers that were located on the bottom of the small yellow rubber ducks. The stickers located on the bottom of the ducks were clear, circular in shape, contained red-colored font stating "Colin did it," and approximately 1 inch in diameter. Additionally, the representative stated that previous order had been placed in December and shipped to a different address. When Detective Theodore asked what about the previous address was, the representative asked, "Rich?" Detective Theodore stated to the representative that he was not Rich, but Detective Theodore of the Canton, Mass. Police Department, as he previously stated at the beginning of their conversation. The representative then referred him to the president of the company's voicemail. Detective Theodore subsequently left a voicemail for the president of MakeStickers.com. In a follow-up correspondences, Detective Theodore was able to speak with the president of MakeStickers.com, identified as Adam Feel. During a conversation between them, Adam told Detective Theodore he would be willing to provide customer information requested upon being served legal process. Later in an email, Adam Feel provided a physical address, and his email. On Monday, May 13th, I applied for and was granted search warrant number 2255SW0055, commanding MakeStickers.com to furnish me additional information in regards to orders sent to Richard Schiffer. On Tuesday, May 14th, I sent an electronic copy of the search warrant via email to Adam Field of markerstickers.com. Later on the same day, I received 2 PDFs from the Adam Field. One PDF copy of an order was noted as Item 1 for an order of 256-inch by 4-inch oval call stickers that contain the initials CFC with Canton Fence Com under them. The other stickers in this order was noted as Item 2 for an order of 256-inch oval car stickers that contain the words "The Fence Guys" with CantonFence.com under the words. After that, they got a search warrant for Schiffer's truck so they could download his infotainment system and track his movements. On Thursday, May 16, 2024, at approximately 12:15 p.m., members of Norfolk County District Attorney's Digital Forensic Division, Detective Barbara of Stoughton Police Department, along with Detective Sergeant Lehan and Detective Taylor of Canton Police Department, went to Canton Fence to execute search warrant number 2255W0054, issued on Monday, May 13th. 2024. The purpose of this search warrant was to conduct a download of the information system data from the Black 2023 Toyota Turtles Being vehicle. Toyota. Oh my God. See, it's really bad. I wear glasses to see, but I can't wear glasses here because it just drives me crazy. All right. So the purpose of this search was to conduct a download of the infotainment system data from the Black 2023 Toyota Tundra bearing a specific VIN number. Upon arrival, I spoke with an employee of Canton Fence at the front desk, identifying myself as Detective Taylor of Canton PD. I informed him that I was looking to speak with Richard Schiffer. We went down a hallway to Richard Schiffer's office, where I informed him that I was in possession of a search warrant for the data from the infotainment system for his truck. I presented him with a copy of the search warrant, and he stated, "So you want the locations of my truck?" I replied, "Yes." Richard went on to say that the truck really only goes from his house to his work. I stated to him that I gathered evidence showing him being directly involved with throwing the ducks and counterfeit $100 bills from his truck, which allowed me to obtain the search warrant I gave him. He replied that he only littered and he did not commit a crime. Richard then handed me the key fob to his truck. Holy, holy, holy schmoly. Wow. Okay, everybody. So There's 2 spots in here that I got really tired. It's really weird. I can just if I sit too long, even if I'm reading, I can almost fall asleep. So, I was gonna try to figure out how to edit it. If I can figure it out, you won't see it. If I can't figure it out, it's gonna be in there. But what I wanted to say is I'm going to be stopping here because there is still so much to continue reading. And I'm going to stop here and I will pick up back right here where it says this is the same police department who did nothing. So that's where I'm going to start back. His article is just absolutely excellent, in my opinion. I've been meaning to call the DOJ. I did call Office of Attorney General in the state of Mass, but it was after hours. So I'm going to have to, I live in Texas, and I'm going to have to get up and make calls sooner. But I was not paying attention to the time, so I'll definitely do that because there has to be a way for the rest of us in the United States to be able to help our Americans. I mean, these are like our brothers and sisters. It doesn't matter. They're United States citizens that live in the United States of America, and they're being treated as though they're less than even a human being. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get how nobody is into this and doing anything about it. So that's where I'm going to stop and I'm going to pick up with part 2 and I'll be putting that in. So, everybody have a great day and hopefully I can take out the weird spots and, you know, make it a little cleaner because I think one of the things I look like I was almost falling asleep. Just for the record, if you're ever watching, I don't drink or anything like that, but I don't know what it is that just I just sit and then I'll just start dozing and then I'm just like whoa and then I wake up. So it's kind of weird. But if I sit for too long, I just go no, I'm just kidding. I don't know what it is, but I'll see if I can find it and take it out. If not, y'all just wonder when there's a long pause because I'm reading. There's 2 paragraphs and they look so much alike. And I thought, oh, but no. So we'll see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.